Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. Second video. So since a lot of people are going back to school about this time, I thought it'd be a good idea to do like a school life hacks, tips and tricks kind of video. So it's another sit down kind of video. Next video is gonna be like cooking or a dorm tour, so stay tuned. Well, I'm not like a professional advice giver or anything. These are just personally things that I found useful. I found them off the internet. Some of them are from personal experience. So I hope they help you out when you're studying as well. So here we go. So first of all, 1 + 1 is 2. Math. Okay. First and foremost, your health is very important. Make sure you're eating properly, sleeping properly, and staying hydrated. So make sure you eat your breakfast. I know a lot of times when you're late to class in the morning, you skip breakfast. Don't do that, because if you're tired, you're not going to absorb information as easily and you won't be able to focus. So it is essential that you take care of your health. Second of all, be an active learner. No, I don't mean start jogging in class. I mean be an active listener. So when your teacher's talking, listen to them, absorb the information and understand it. Write notes, draw diagrams, write the notes in the way that you understood them. And if you didn't understand anything, make sure you ask your teacher your questions then and there. Because you may think, oh, I'll go home and I'll figure it out. But when you actually get home, you'll find out it's much harder to decipher what's going on rather than in class. So make sure you ask your questions when you actually have them, not the day before the exam. Study early in the year, study periodically when your lessons are taught, and make sure you're studying like every day so you don't have to worry the day before the exam. Manage your time, even if it's just like sorting out when you were going to study throughout the day, or like which days you're going to study what subject, or even like managing time on an exam. It's important that you take a look at the clock and don't be intimidated by it. Another good way to like keep in mind information is to read out loud. Reading out loud really helps, and like if you're like proofreading an essay, I suggest using Google Translate. Just copy paste your essay into Google Translate. So like there's the speech button, so Google Translate will like read your essay out to you. So when it's being read out to you, you can like recognize your errors more easily. So then you could just change it and like fix it. So another way to like remember things is like stick important information that you like need to memorize. Stick it like where you'll see it. Like for example, for me, it'd probably be the fridge, but then like the mirror, like so when you're brushing your teeth, you can like see, and then maybe a closet door. Once you understand a concept, quiz yourself. Like if it's a list, write down all the names and then try remembering everything. Use flashcards. Those index cards are really useful. Like write a question on one side, flip it over, write the answer. If you want to like quiz someone or like group study, those are highly useful. And also when you're studying in groups, make sure you both have studied the material and then you like group study. Teaching is a great way to share information that you know and to make the information more thorough in your own head. So I highly suggest teaching as a method of like revising, like once you've learned the concept. So do practice question papers. Those are a huge help, especially like previous year questions if you have those for your exams, or like similar questions, so that when you look at your question paper, you won't be as nervous because you've done a similar pattern of questions and you know what type of questions will be asked, if like there's a format or anything. And also you'll be able to manage your time much more easily because you would have done this procedure before. You take an exam, I know you're done with the exam and you're all happy that it's over, but make sure if you didn't get any questions or if you got one wrong and you know, just do that question again at home and see why you got it wrong. A lot of times you'll end up getting questions that are based on like topics that you might have got wrong in your exam. So it's good to make sure that you know the topic before like you move on to the next lesson. And also, if you have formulae, don't try memorizing the formula without understanding it. So how exactly do you understand a formula? So first of all, like if it's math and you have a formula, you're going to have tons of problems based on that formula. So instead of just like straight away memorizing the formula off the bat, just write down the formula like every time you have to substitute into it. So by the time you get to your last question, you would have memorized the formula automatically. Magic! spend a lot of time on your basics and your fundamental concepts. It's really important because when you get to harder concepts, like it may seem easy at the beginning, but when you get to problems based on them, you may find, oh, this is much harder than I expected, and you'll have to go back and spend time. So instead of that, make a solid foundation and then move on. Then you'll find these concepts based on applications of your basics are much easier. If you have a lot of material, you won't be wanting to read paragraphs before your finals. So make sure you condense the information in these paragraphs to points. Bullet points are really easy to read, and you could just like skim through them or give them a quick glance. Use what method's best for you. Everyone has a different method of studying. But when you're writing your exam, take a deep breath. Tell yourself, I put in effort, I put in hard work, I will do well, I am going to ace those exams. Have confidence, you've got this. So thank you so much for watching, I hope it helped, and bye for now. Oh, and have a great day. Bye.